Hello, my more phenomenal friends. Anno Retentive Gamer here with my special guest, StarLexi97, and we are here to start my brand new segment that takes games, movies, and any other items that's got too much flack from the critics and actually give it the praise it deserves. But I do not have a name for this segment yet. I got it. We are Defenders.
No, we're not. We're the Defenders.
Really?
Yes, really. Shut the hell up.
That is right, we are the Defenders. The first game we are defending is Resident Evil 6 for Xbox and PS3. Now, this game does not deserve all the flack that everybody is giving it and that every critic is saying about it, even though they say they love it. But we have three main reasons why it doesn't deserve what it's getting.
Number one.
4 campaigns. You get to play 4 campaigns in the story mode, which gives you multiple characters to play in multiple scenarios, even though some of them are the same in other scenarios because the story collides together, which is really cool.
Number two.
Everybody that I have seen on YouTube, there are 1,000,000 to 1,000 videos of people posting stuff up about Resident Evil 6. And no, not to bitch about it, this is people who are playing and showing off their skills and everything.
Number three.
And the final reason, it is a really fun game. The Mercenaries mode is great. All the new stuff you get to do, how you can move, dive, shoot, roll, the new melee system, it's really good.
I mean, who doesn't love bashing in a zombie's head, literally? Who doesn't just look up? Yeah!
Exactly.
I used it more than my gun.
You know, people have been saying that it's crap. It's just it's better than 5, but it's still crap. Too much action. Well, we all loved 4. Then when 5 came out, too much action. 6 is right down in the middle between 4 and 5. It's better than 5. Hands down. I've played 5. I love 5. But it's better than 5.
Not just that, Chris doesn't look like he's on steroids.
Yeah, Chris doesn't look like he took steroids. And no, it's not because of Leon, isn't it? They could have just had the game about Jake and Sherry, and I would still think it's a damn good game. And that's something there, too. I really enjoyed the fact that I got to play Sherry Birkin. And Jake, who is apparently Wesker's son. Spoiler. You know, Sherry, I thought it was Ashley at first, but I was wondering why the hell would they let Ashley be all kick-ass after she was so annoying in Resident Evil 4.
Help me, Leon!
That makes you want to rip your ears off.
Or Leon, help!
Or that. You see? Like I said, and not only that, it's 2 players, so not only can you play by yourself, but you can bring a buddy along and play the story too, even if your buddy dies over 40-something times.
In my defense, that snow level was hard, so...
And that brings up another good point. Everybody who has played this game has bitched that it is too easy, and that's one of the reasons why they hate it. Well, we played on normal mode, and it took us 6 to 7 hours to beat each campaign.
Yeah, and I died 40 times, so it must not be that easy. And
She actually broke her record and went to 50 at one point. And,
Thanks for letting him know.
Don't be embarrassed. I died a lot too, 20-something times. Now, another thing is, you know, besides that, if you want a more difficult and challenging thing, one, put it up to No Hope. No Hope mode is by far the hardest mode ever. It's like, you know, Devil May Cry's hardest mode ever, to where you're dying constantly and you can't do anything about it. That is the more realistic, hands down, and the best experience to play for Resident Evil 6.
No hope mode, you have no hope.
Yeah, and she hasn't yet, and I'm trying to get her to, but the Mercenaries mode is the best it's been in these games that have had it. I have 4 and 5 in the Mercenaries. They're good, great. I even have the Mercenaries 3D on the 3DS, and that's good. But Resident Evil 6 is the one game that I have played the Mercenaries the most on. It is just so much fun, all the stuff you get to do and everything.
I'm not a big fan of Mercenaries.
but yet she'll go around killing zombies in the story mode. It's the same thing, you're just on a time limit. Now, we're not saying the game is perfect. We do have problems that we have with it, and we're each going to take a turn here and explain what our problems are with said game. My first problem, the Ada campaign is two-player. However, the second player plays as a fucking ghost who doesn't exist.
I don't think it's so much as a ghost. I think it's maybe as much as a figment of her imagination or something. Or maybe it's part of her subconscious because he can still kick some ass. We just don't know how.
But, you know, so there's something wrong with Ada, and that's not supposed to happen.
One of my problems, I guess, would have to be the fact that the weakest storyline, in my opinion, would have to be Chris and the French guy.
Chris and Pierce. I will agree with her on
I fell asleep on it. I still, to this day, have not completed that one because it is so
The story
boring.
part's not bad. It's just, I'm not a military guy. I don't like military games, and I will admit Chris's story mode is too military for me.
And not to mention, Pierce seems a little bit too happy to be with his captain, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Chris is a big dick because I do like the fact that Chris ends up getting amnesia for half of the story mode, and he needs to remember who he is and remember the thing that he fucked up on to make him lose all his people. My second complaint about the game, Leon's campaign, I like how it starts with zombies, but then he goes to China and he's dealing with those freaking Joavo, and he's not dealing with zombies again. I think Leon's campaign should have been all zombies and T-virus type monsters. That would have been really interesting.
One thing I gotta say, Joavos suck ass. Just had to get that off my chest.
Joavos are bad, but they're easy to kill, and they're not a bad villain, in my opinion.
Unless they got a freaking Gatling gun on you. Or a machine gun.
You shoot them.
Yeah, if they're not shooting you from a side, oh, I'm hiding in a corner, I'm safe. Nope.
Okay, back on topic. Con.
Another con of mine would have to be Ada's twin. I guess I would say Ada's copy.
Spoiler.
Actually. Yeah, spoiler.
Clara. Ada's story was interesting, except I will agree with her on that. The whole clone thing was fucking retarded.
It wasn't needed.
No, it wasn't. They could have done Ada's story without needing of the clone and that weird C virus and that. That is a pro, though. I really like the C virus, how not only can it create Joavo, but it also creates monsters and zombies. So that's one badass virus in one. Another con I have is the campaigns, in my opinion, were too short. If you can beat the campaign in 7 hours, now if you play every freaking campaign at 7 times 4 is 14, that's 28 hours, okay? So that's a good amount of time, but the first time I played Resident Evil 4 and had to beat it, it took me over 60 hours. That's a long time. 28 hours is 60 hours, it's shorter, but I have no problem going back and replaying this game constantly. Sorry, con.
Another con I have is the pause menu. When you want to stop to rifle through all of your boxes to get something else, you are still able to get hit. Or if you're around the Joavo with the freaking guns, you're still able to get shot. It sucks.
I will disagree with her on that. That is a pro for me. I actually like how it's more realistic. You don't get to pause the menu. Hold on, guys. Shotgun. Okay. You have to find cover, get your weapon out, or heal yourself.
Okay.
Healing. That's another pro we can both agree on. The healing in this one is beautiful. Instead of,
Hey!
I don't have a missing arm anymore, or they take pills. Now again, it's with the drug thing, but it's very simple. You can have so many pills in that case, and if you don't want to waste 2 full green herbs, you just...
Still kind of...
Very simple and very fast. Keeps you in the action.
I gotta admit, it is a little weird, you know, just, oh my god, I'm dying, I'm low on health. I'm good, guys.
The whole joke of the green herbs through years of the Resident Evil thing, it never stops. But we could go on for hours and hours about our pros and cons of the game. You know, we like certain things about it, we don't like certain things about it. We don't like how everybody's complaining that it's too actiony, there's not enough survival horror in it, and altogether it's just a crap game, when it's really not. Have you, I'm talking to you, have you actually, instead of watching other people play, played the game yourself?
It'll really open your eyes to a whole new thing.
It's a great third-person shooter, and it belongs in the Resident Evil universe, and I like it better than 5, do not like it better than 4. 4 is still my all-time favorite, but Resident Evil 6 fits as my third favorite Resident Evil game, going Resident Evil 4, Revelations, Resident Evil 2, and then Resident Evil 6.
I have one more con, and that would have to be the boss use. The bosses, they're not that bad. They're actually pretty creative. But the one boss that I just can't get over that they kept reusing is that Hulk-looking son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, the guy who's like the new nemesis. Okay, you know, you can always have someone chasing someone, but you probably fight him like maybe 4 or 5 times within all the storylines. I will agree with her.
4 or 5 times too much.
It's kind of annoying. But, you know, that's where you get the whole storylines colliding. Leon meets up with Jake. Chris meets up with Leon and everything. And we finally get that scene where Leon and Chris meet each other and they fight for a few seconds. Because Chris was trying to shoot Ada and this and, you know, it's a whole big mess.
Chris and Jake.
Yeah, Chris and Jake even get to too, and that is really cool because of Jake being Wesker's son, spoiler. And because Chris killed Wesker.
Hey, you killed my dad. I'm pissed off at you. Even though my dad was an asshole, I'm still pissed off at you.
Yeah. So, you know, and besides, you know, I've been given spoilers, fuck it. The only thing I really did like, but I didn't like at the same time, is Pierce dying. Pierce gets his arm completely chopped off, so he injects himself with that C-virus to save his captain. And then, when they know they can get to the surface and there is a cure, Pierce decides to do a fucking Armageddon, take off his fucking patch, hand it to Chris, and let him go on his own. He saved Chris' life in the process, but still, that irritated me so much. Gesundheit. It just irritated me. You know, Helena didn't die, and I actually really liked Helena too. She was a very interesting character.
She's a hot character. Pro.
Out of the newer characters, I would have to say that she would be my favorite. Out of the new set of characters and everything.
Out of the old set, mine, of course, is Leon. Of course, with him. Out of the new set, it's definitely Helena. 1, she's a badass. 2, she's hot.
She's like a female Leon.
4, she's awesome. And her backstory is pretty amazing.
Yeah, her whole reason of being involved in the game is very dramatic and good. The story writing in this was actually really well done. We bitched at Capcom about everything we wanted for the next Resident Evil game after 5 was finished. And they gave it to us. And all we did after that was complain about how the game sucked on this, how the game sucked on that.
It's like asking somebody who offers to buy you ice cream for a specific flavor and they come back with a different flavor.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you're expecting this, we give it to you, but then you didn't want that, you wanted this. So now with Resident Evil 7 Capcom's working on, they're planning on going back to the complete, you know, survival horror roots. And if that doesn't please them, then Capcom's just going to completely reboot the series. Because nobody will stop. I don't want them to reboot the series. The series is doing good. If they reboot the series, that means Wesker comes back. And we got to deal with Wesker all over again.
Platinum,
Chris,
hair.
Leon might not be there anymore. Ada might not be there anymore. They might all be gone. You know, they could have done what they tried to do with Operation Raccoon City and do a game that can alter the timeline and continue from there. If that's what you guys really want. But I'm telling you, unless you've actually played this game, take it from 2 actual gamers. This game is worth it. The version I got was actually, you know, and yes, that is the giraffe getting head, is the Archives edition that gave me Code Veronica, 5 Gold, 4 HD, and the Degeneration film, which I will have a review on that sometime because that is an excellent movie. But this cost $60.
And it is worth it.
All $60, like she said, worth it. Completely worth it. It's a really great game. It's a great multiplayer. And as soon as I can get her into Mercenaries, we'd be sitting down for hours doing nothing but running around and kicking Zombie and Joavo ass.
I actually do remember the big moment where my mom considered buying a crowbar just to pry us away from the...
Yeah, we just wouldn't stop. So we did take a
gaming.
break. We started Resident Evil 5 again. And as soon as we finished that, we're going to jump back on this. And I just got this game last Christmas, or was it this Christmas?
That would have been last Christmas.
Yeah, so I've had this game for over a year now, and I still don't want to stop playing it. It is one of the games in my collection that will never get sold or nothing, unless I have to get a new copy. And like I said, we can go on about hours and hours of this, but we're just going to give you guys what we believe the score that Game Trailers and everybody else should have given the game. And if you disagree, go ahead and tell us in the comments below. Give this video a like if you agree, give it a dislike if you don't agree, and subscribe to the show to get more of these defenders. I was actually signaling you to give you...
Well, we're still defenders anyways.
She gonna make me
I would
suck
personally say 8.9.
I will disagree with her on a 1% on there. I would go with a complete 9. This game, in my opinion, is almost on par with Resident Evil 6. 5 is around the 8.5 area, 5.5, and 4 is a complete 10. Now, when I give a complete 10, it is not a complete game that doesn't have flaws. It just means that it deserves all your money, all your attention. Any console that it's on, purchase it. I believe so far, though, the Wii version of that game for Resident Evil 4, it is the best. But she hasn't played it. She only has played Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6 because they're multiplayer.
I played Resident Evil 2.
Well, yeah, I'm actually the one who got her into Resident Evil. She didn't like zombies or any of that, but she likes the stories and everything.
I do.
But, yeah, that's it. Stay tuned. I'm working on the next Inattentive Gamer episode, and I got a couple more short views that'll be coming up in the coming weeks and everything. Won't have much up because we're planning on heading down to Florida, which we are starting to box right now, so I might do a couple vlogs to give you guys some updates. But, you know, thanks for watching. See you later.
See you on the next... Go on, do it with me. Do it with me.
Defenders! And have a more phenomenal day.